wonder what mine would be.
In another life, if I was nerdier, I might be like a gamer.
Oh, no.
Even though I don't really like video games.
I know what mine
totally
is.
see you as cosplay. Like,
yeah, dressing up in
being a
dorky
total weirdo.
costumes. Yeah.
Mine is totally, I think it's fun to go grocery shopping.
That's
and that's
not
really
dorky.
weird.
No, that's not dorky. I think that's
I
fun
get
too.
excited about new ideas for making food. I don't know why.
That's like a hobby.
Which, really, my hobby is shopping for food? Could I get a little more exciting? That's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
So what's your hobby? Oh, I like to grocery shop.
I like to grocery shop.
What do you like to do in your spare time?
Plan meals.
Grocery shop?
Yeah.
What's your favorite place? Costco?
All right. I have no idea what episode we're on. Either 6. No, we already did 6.
6
so
or
7 or 8.
7 or 8er.
Whatever.
Niner.
One of them.
Niner.
We have arrived. Anyway. All right. So, with me today, I guess I'm not hosting, but
With me every day.
is Beth and Shanna Squires.
Woo!
All right.
First
time
timer.
First time podcaster.
First time podcasting.
Long time listener.
Yeah, just
Absolutely.
like Jake was last time. Okay, so I will let you. I'm basically just going to moderate this. We're going to talk about
Great.
whole life challenge stuff, which we've talked about before, but our second one is coming up, and I'll kind of let you guys take it away, and I'll just chime in and moderate where needed. Sound
Sounds
good?
spectacular. Great.
Awesome.
Yeah.
All right, ladies,
So
take
yeah.
over the airwaves.
Yeah. Next time we're gonna get rid of you. It's gonna be ladies only.
Right.
You'll never set this up on your own.
No.
No.
That's actually true.
There will be less swearing. We would just do we're done. We're just not gonna do
I
it.
just
It's
can't-
over. Can't even
do it.
So, anyways, whole life challenge number 2, part 2, starts this weekend. So tomorrow. Well, maybe not tomorrow when you listen to this, but tomorrow, Saturday, September 19th, we're kicking off our second whole life challenge at CrossFit Tactical Strength.
When's the last day to register for that?
You can register Saturday, I believe.
Up until Saturday.
I believe so.
At midnight.
Yes.
I believe.
Yes.
Also.
Yes. And if you've done it before, there's a discounted rate.
Big discount.
Big discount. Almost half price.
Absolutely.
So get on
And
it.
it's super expensive anyway, right? No. Not at all.
No. It's not super expensive.
Hey, Matt's here.
It's actually very affordable. So get on that if you haven't already. Okay.
Go ahead.
Technical difficulties, people.
I think it worked.
He thinks it worked. Good.
Are we
All right.
currently recording?
Yeah, we're good.
Were we not?
Keep
Okay.
going. No, we're good.
This only happens every single time. Every
No,
single
we're
time.
totally good now.
Awesome. So, anyways, the Whole Life Challenge is an 8-week lifestyle challenge, and it's based around 7 daily habits. I'll go ahead and I'll let Shanna list those 7 daily habits for us.
Absolutely. And they start, so nutrition is really the biggest change, I think, for most people, but definitely not the only level. There's exercise, mobility, water, hydration, supplement, lifestyle challenges, which change every week.
Yeah.
And daily reflection, just giving a little bit of how the day went.
Yep. So, the challenge is based around those 7 daily habits. You track them daily, and you reflect and you log them every night on the Whole Life Challenge website. Makes it really, really simple. It's easy to do. It takes you about 5 minutes every night, no more, no
Absolutely.
less.
Or in the morning.
Or
You
in the
have
morning, yeah.
a big window to get in there and do it.
I have a super big window. Every night at 8 o'clock, the window opens. You can log your score. And you have until midnight the next night to log that daily score. So that's how it basically works. So we're going to get into the nitty-gritty of each of the daily habits. Obviously, the biggest one is nutrition. So we'll start with that, give a brief overview on how that works out. Shanna, take it away.
Absolutely. It's broken into, there's 3 categories that you can choose from, just kind of depending on, I think, Beth, you talked a little bit about Don't really freak out about where you want to place. You still have some time after you sign up. If you give it a couple days, not really where you want to be, you can change it. What is that, the first
You have
week,
the whole
or?
first week that
Yeah.
you can change your level. From the 3 levels.
So, yeah, starts out at Kickstart, which is really pretty basic. Not a lot of dramatic changes for most people, depending on where you start. And I feel like it's not too intimidating. Not that any of the levels should be, but if this is your first time, maybe doing something where you're really focusing on your nutrition, easy peasy way to start. Next, lifestyle, kind of in the middle there, and then performance, which is a little more fine-tuned.
Yeah, performance might be for someone who's been there, done that. They've got their nutrition pretty much dialed in, but they want to take it to that next level.
Absolutely. If you've been eating very clean for quite a while, that's your normal. You're not even really sure that you can eat any cleaner than you are because you've been doing it for so long. Still, you can benefit from it. Even, eating clean for a while, you can still benefit. Do performance. It's a couple tweaks that maybe you may not be doing on your own, or maybe not even think to do, or maybe you might not realize that you are eating quite as much sugar as you do. Even if that is in the form of honey, coconut sugar, maple syrup, you might not even, sometimes when you take that away, you kind of reevaluate how much you really are eating on a day-to-day basis. And that's kind of performance, I think, is really good for that.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that kind of takes us right into one of our first things that we noticed on the last challenge.
Absolutely.
Was the sugar, and that was the big thing. That's kind of the common denominator between the 3 levels, is it really takes that sugar and either kicks it way down, like on the Kickstart level, you take it down quite a bit,
Right.
or on the performance level, you're eliminating any extraneous sugar outside of your starches and your fruits.
Absolutely. I think it just makes you kind of look and be aware of where that sugar is. I think it's very easy, like if you've been eating clean for a while, or even if you've done, a little nutrition program before, you're probably like, I don't eat a lot of sugar because I'm not eating a lot of desserts. I'm not going out for ice cream in the evenings. But when you really, it kind of forces you to look and see, how much sugar is in the ketchup that you're using.
Right.
How much sugar is in that, maybe you go to Starbucks, but you only get half the pumps. How much sugar are you really getting in, when you're forced to kind of look at that and see how you feel without it.
You become a lot more of a label reader.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of people, myself included, I was still eating a decent amount of natural sugar before the last challenge. I did performance last time. I've been paleo for a while, so I figured it would be a good little jump start, see what I can do. And I fell in that category. You know what? I don't eat a lot of sugar, so no problem. But it really does force you to look at that and really learned kind of a lot about my own body. I don't do well with sugar. I thought I was fine with some honey or some maple syrup. Doesn't work out for me, and not as scary to give up as what I thought it would be.
Yeah, I think I was in the same boat. I did lifestyle for the purpose of wanting to keep some protein powder in, and because I'm nursing a baby.
Right.
But I ended up being a little bit more on the performance side since Anthony did performance, and I fell into the same boat. It was like, oh man, I wanted a dessert, and I usually do that with honey or maple syrup, so kind of had to get a little creative.
Absolutely.
And we can touch on some of those creative ways to bring in some desserts and that.
I think that was a really good example when you're deciding which level to pick. It doesn't mean what can you struggle through for 8 weeks?
No. Not at all.
This is not a crash diet for 8 weeks. This is where can you find something that's livable, that you are enjoying life, you're enjoying your food. Yeah, you might have a little bit of a growing pain here and there as you're adjusting. But this shouldn't be oh my gosh, this is so hard. It should be, no, pick a level that you can do that helps you improve your overall life without it being like, oh my gosh, how many weeks are left?
Right. It's a challenge. So it will be a little bit challenging. It's gonna encourage you to step outside of your nutritional box.
Right.
But this is not an 8-week torture. It's 8-week challenge. So yeah, a little things you might have to, reevaluate, change up, switch up, be a little creative. But by all means, you shouldn't be tortured this 8 weeks.
Absolutely.
It should be learning about yourself and learning how to have other options.
Absolutely. Which I think kind of brings us down to what we were talking about how scary it is sometimes when people are like, 8 weeks is a really long time for me to be eating super clean.
Right.
But it's not all or nothing. It's not no treats during that time. It's not no, you can't go to a dinner party and have something. You have some wiggle room no matter what level you choose.
Exactly. Yep. So even though, say you pick performance, it's the most strict level, you still have so much you can do. And
Absolutely.
so many things you can include to make it, enjoyable. Because food should be an enjoyable thing.
It really should. It's not just nutrition. And I didn't even use all my indulgences when I did performance last time.
I did.
You really do get, and we can talk about that later, about the bonuses you earn. But yeah, it's not as crazy, I think, as what it kind of seems when you think challenge. That sounds so scary.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. It's actually something that will, by the final 2-3 weeks, this is going to be second nature for everybody.
And
I know that's what happened before. People, I hate to say it, they were forgetting to log their score because they forgot they were doing a challenge.
Right.
It became a part of their life. So really, when we say this is a lifestyle challenge and that you're looking to make a lifestyle change, this can do that, and it did.
Okay,
and
what
absolutely.
did I miss?
All the good stuff.
Everything good
Yeah.
you
Oh
missed.
crap, we haven't been recording.
Oh, yeah. No, but I really... Really?
No.
No,
Is he
we
serious?
have.
I'm gullible. Why do you do that to me? No, and I never would have thought the sugar I've stuck with.
Yeah.
I don't, we still do some arrowroot, a little tapioca here and there when we want to fry up some shrimp or something, but never would have even given...
I'm not a shrimp, I'm a king prawn.
Oh, okay.
What movie?
Finding Nemo.
No.
Oh.
Muppets.
Oh, never mind.
Oh, so you have never seen that.
Dang. I was thinking of Jacques.
But yeah, this is a good opportunity to really learn because, like we were talking about before, so many nutrition programs say, listen to your body.
Right.
But how can you do that when it's so muffled with all the crap?
Yep.
My body says go to bed and eat Oreos.
It does?
Should I still listen to it?
That's where the challenge part of the challenge comes in. Listening to your body means sometimes telling it no.
Right.
Listen to it and tell it to shut the hell up.
And maybe when it's asking you for Oreos, it's telling you, I haven't eaten enough carbohydrates today.
Absolutely.
So instead of an Oreo, maybe you're having some extra sweet potato or an extra apple or banana because you didn't get those carbohydrates in.
And you will absolutely notice that. Your body wants sugar when it gets hungry. You generally... That's what you crave, is sugar.
And if you
quick
don't, I
insulin
want to
response.
meet you, and I need to know what you're craving.
Right.
Because I want sugar. And
I
you want
crave
sugar, and you want sugar.
broccoli. Sometimes I get really crazy. No.
Did you talk about the physiological response to food in general yet?
No, not in that capacity.
So real basic, like physiology, anatomy and physiology gets super complicated, right?
Right.
So base level, anything you eat, your body breaks down into sugar, which fuels you, right?
Right.
So if you eat sugar, it's most readily available, but yeah, so anytime you get hungry, you're going to crave stuff like that, especially if most of your diet is carbohydrates.
Right.
Absolutely. Well, and your body will get the glucose it needs from somewhere. You
Yeah,
don't
breaks-
want it
breaks
breaking
everything
down. Yeah.
into that.
And you don't want that. You want to give your body what it can use without breaking into the stores you want, like your muscle stores, messing
Right.
with your hormone levels,
Exactly.
getting all that thrown off.
Awesome. Great.
Yeah.
Did we talk about what then on each level, kickstart, lifestyle, performance? I don't believe we did. Let's go through and kind of talk about what foods are compliant at each level and what the difference between each level is.
Absolutely. And there's a really handy chart that you can pull up that just compares them side to side, the nutrition level comparison chart.
If you go to your page on the Whole Life Challenge website, just log into your little profile page there. Up in the right-hand corner, it says Help, and there's a little drop-down carrot menu, and it should say Food Lists. And you're going to pull up the comparison chart.
Yeah.
And that'll kind of cross-reference for you the 3 levels. So if you haven't chosen your level yet, it can break it down a little more easily.
Or if you're at the store and you're that first couple times,
Yes.
you're like, I can't remember. Have that with you.
Am I allowed to have corn?
And you know what I did when I was...
That was a very condescending voice. You just did.
I was supposed to be silly.
Sounded
Not
judgmental.
no.
Don't even...
I wouldn't know.
Or even on my phone, like I Googled Whole Life Challenge nutrition chart or food chart.
Mhm.
Or
Googled
and
that?
it'll... I just I put it
You
in the
got more.
search. Oh...
Because everything gets
Don't tell anybody.
Oh my gosh.
I kept that in another window. No, I But you pull it up and it's right there. It lists it. Cannot be easier. And you can always contact us, like we said at the last time. Shoot us a text, a message.
Yep.
There's a
we've
Facebook
got
group.
But for the love of God, not after 10 o'clock.
Yes, I have a baby. I'm exhausted. Don't text me after 10 p.m.
You can text me whenever because my volume goes off when I go to bed. So can't say that I will always get back with you right away, but we will definitely try.
But let's kind of go through from top to bottom, Shanna, and Anthony, what the differences are between the two levels. And it kind of starts at the top with what foods?
Meat, poultry, and fish.
Okay.
And this is a basic thing. There are going to be things that aren't listed in all of these categories, but this pretty much breaks it down for you. And so Kickstart, I mean, definitely clean meats. You want the thing that they're trying to tell you to watch for here with performance and lifestyle is the bacon cured with sugar, which Beth and I talked about. You know what? If you look at the curing process, what they do, in the end, if your sugar per serving on your bacon is 0, it's totally fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. Don't go for that. I know they do have some, paleo approved bacon or sugar-free bacon. Really expensive. What are you really saving? I wouldn't say that it's worth the cost.
I don't know that you're saving anything. I think it's a little bit of a marketing ploy.
Absolutely.
Because it says paleo.
Absolutely.
So I agree. Read your label.
Paleo's
if it
a human face.
Yep.
And then
it says 0, go for it.
Absolutely. Deli and cured meats with nitrates or artificial ingredients. Very easy nowadays. I mean, we are very fortunate in Fort Wayne to have so many options.
Oh, yeah. You can go to any general grocery store anymore, too. Like,
absolutely.
I don't care. Go to Kroger, go to Walmart. You can find nitrate-free.
Absolutely.
It is there.
I mean, that's the basic. And no artificial ingredients. Yeah. I mean, if you look at it, same old thing. You've heard it 100 times. If you look at the ingredient list and you have no idea, probably not a good idea. Also, if it's meat, shouldn't be a lot of ingredients. If you flip it over and there's a paragraph, you're eating a Lunchable.
Right.
Like, not the ham you should be choosing.
Yep.
Yeah.
Keep it simple, people. Keep it
absolutely.
simple.
Are Uncrustables on this? Can we eat Uncrustables?
No. That's not even
if
me.
If you would like to use an indulgence token for an Uncrustable,
I'm not
a little bit of a letdown, but
it's like a sugar pita.
It is
sugar jammed inside of it.
It is a sugar pita. That's
pita.
the perfect description.
And may as well have a Pop-Tart.
Ooh, yeah.
Because seriously, Pop-Tart
with frosting.
With frosting.
And that counts as meat, right?
Am I the only one that's offended by Pop-Tarts that don't have frosting?
Yes.
Why are you wasting anybody's time? Please. Next up, okay, so vegetables, legumes. Kickstart, pretty much across the board, you're good with all those starches. Different potatoes, legumes, which are beans. We all know those are beans, but
we should know those.
We should know those are beans, but
I went to college.
Yeah.
FYI, because I get this often, a peanut is not a nut. It is
a
legume or a bean.
Yes.
That is actually true.
I distinctly remember learning this in about 3rd grade because you learn about that George Washington Carver, right? Goober peanut.
Not a clue.
Okay.
What you're talking
Anyways, I must have been really excited about that in 3rd grade.
Yeah. I love it. No, so lifestyle, they kind of cut you back a little bit on those starches. Same thing with performance. Sweet potatoes, go for it. Actually, all the legumes are approved for this. Same thing with vegetables. The only things that they kind of want you to scale back on for performance and lifestyle is corn. Lifestyle, you can still do the corn. Performance, they want you to avoid it. White potatoes, soy. Is this taro?
Taro.
Yeah. And
that
yucca.
is a taro and
or
yucca are both, or yucca.
Yeah.
They are tropical plants that
starchy roots.
Yes. Yep, but they're typically in tropical areas. Not a lot of that in the Midwest.
No.
So, but maybe on the coast like California and definitely Hawaii,
right.
People are eating that a lot more readily.
And I will say one thing that we talked about with the sweet potatoes, I never thought I liked sweet potatoes.
Yeah.
Until I started weeding out the white potatoes. I just don't like them sweet. I like them savory.
And we had the exact same experience growing up, like sweet potato casserole.
It's
disgusting.
Kind of a dessert, but not really.
Like, what is that?
I don't know what it is. Marshmallows? No.
I don't eat a vegetable for dessert.
Completely ruins marshmallows. No. So, yeah, with that, in sweet potatoes, too, again, we're so fortunate in Fort Wayne. There is such a variety. There's Oriental sweet potatoes, white sweet potatoes, which are a white flesh. Not quite as the grainy, starchy as a white potato in texture.
But they're a lot more starchy than your run-of-the-mill, just regular
you can make some mean
sweet
hash
potato.
browns with them.
Oh, They're
so
delicious.
good.
Those are my favorite.
Which my life-changing product is absolutely the Applewood smoked sea salt.
Yes.
When you're cooking this stuff. But yeah, absolutely. So try something new. Chop up the sweet potatoes, get one of those white flesh sweet potatoes, chop them up, fry them up in a pan with avocado oil, some coconut oil, and then use some of that Applewood smoked salt. So delicious. So much better than...
And as we're going through this, we're mentioning a lot of products here.
Yes.
That maybe you're like, oh my gosh, what the heck are they talking about? And where do I buy that? Don't worry. There's going to be a part 2. We're going to discuss those things.
It's going to be just as fun as this one, part
Maybe
2.
more.
It's going to be more fun.
More fun. So
Anthony's
just
worried, I think. He's
stay
a
tuned
little
for
bit
that.
cautious.
Don't stress out right now. It's
No.
coming. No worries. But if we went into all that right now, you guys would be listening
Be
to us
too
for
much.
2 hours.
Yeah.
I know nobody wants to do that.
I
do. I mean,
Good.
I'd listen to me.
I mean,
for
we've
2
talked
hours.
for longer than 2 hours.
Probably.
Right.
Maybe there was wine involved. I'm not sure.
Of course.
Or an entire bottle of Skinny Girl vodka.
Oh gosh.
What
What a
Those
night.
carbs, by the way.
Oh yeah,
They do.
We'll get to alcohol too.
We will get to alcohol.
Don't worry about that.
And then fruit. Yeah, can't go wrong with any of the fruits. Obviously, if you go with a dried fruit, you want it unsweetened.
Mhm.
Another label reader. Sometimes the
Yep.
bulk raisins have canola oil in them.
Sometimes
Why?
those dried cranberries have sugar added.
Sugar.
All the time.
Why? Let's add sugar to sugar, guys.
I love it.
Great idea. Dried fruit,
the
bananas,
best.
they have sugar added.
And there is a lot of, I mean, this is a good opportunity to try fruits that you might not maybe try.
Yeah, definitely.
Different things, different ways. We love frozen fruit in our house. We'll even like puree it up in the blender. It's like a sorbet.
That's a good way
So
to try.
good.
There's, I mean, mango, papaya. Yeah, maybe pineapple's not your thing. I love some frozen pineapple.
See, the texture of pineapple throws me off, but the frozen pineapple blended into like a smooth sorbet texture.
Oh,
amazing.
Delicious.
Yes.
Ice cream.
Absolutely. I
Right.
love it. Frozen
Yum.
bananas. We could go on and on. So then, moving along, nuts, seeds, fats, and oils.
My favorite category.
Yeah. So basically, the only thing here that they are really wanting you to stay away from is corn oil and soy oil underperformance.
Yep.
Lifestyle and Kickstart, you can kind of see what works with you. Not a lot of caution there for this challenge.
Right.
And really, there's so many oils to use that are better than that. That should be that are.
I think everybody, if you've been on Facebook, or you've probably seen some kind of like infographic floating around about 8 million uses for coconut oil.
Right.
Yes, coconut oil. Like, is it really a wonder product? It is.
Yeah. And
Like,
you don't.
I mean, there is no buts about it. It's a wonder product.
Absolutely. And you know what? I think that, and you don't even, you can be someone that absolutely is repulsed by the smell and flavor of coconut oil. They have a refined product, which is still gives you great benefits. You have still the lauric acid. You have still all the great properties of coconut oil, but it doesn't have the smell or flavor of coconut,
Right.
which is
That's
helpful.
a turn off for a lot of people.
It really is, and that's okay.
I think it's something you can get used to.
Yeah, I think I got a little burned out for a while because I loved it and
Yeah.
I used it for everything, cooking eggs and everything, and so now I'm on like an expeller pressed, refined kick of coconut oil.
Yeah.
Take
You
a
can
break from
also
it.
break it up with butter is allowed on all edibles.
Right.
I'd recommend some good grass-fed butter. We like to get the Kerrygold at Costco.
It's everywhere. It's at Kroger. You
Yeah,
can find that
anywhere.
stuff everywhere. You can do the salted or the unsalted. You could do ghee, which has like kind of that warm
Yeah.
flavor, but without the dairy.
Ghee is clarified butter, so if you're a baker, you probably know what that is. But the ghee will take the lactose out.
Some
So
bakers are listening.
I don't know. Maybe you never
I don't
know.
You never really know.
Maybe that's their weird hobby.
Oh, maybe.
It
Dorky
could
hobby.
be.
Everyone has a dorky hobby.
But where would we be without bakers? What a sad world. High five to all the bakers of the world.
Yeah, I think they're called pastry chefs.
Ooh, I should know this.
You should.
Are they Swedish?
No, Swedish chef.
Oh, yeah, I'm
Do
just
the
looking
voice.
at him,
Do the
wondering.
voice.
I was waiting for it to click in my head, and it
You're
just
like,
took a minute.
no,
It was
no.
delayed there. All right.
All right, so we just did fats and oils and nuts and all that stuff.
And right along to grains, starches, corn, and soy. We talked a little about corn and soy.
Yeah, we touched on that quite a bit, I think, already.
But this is just broken down a little further into different kinds of grains. for that. And there is a little flexibility if you're a vegetarian.
Yes. So if you have any vegetarians or vegans that are on the challenge right now, it's still something super doable for you.
Yes,
So
absolutely. A lot.
Just take a look at those lists, and I think that'll give you all the info you need.
Right. If you want to pull some of your protein from grains, that's your comfort area. You still have some flexibility to do that.
We also carry the About Time brand vegan protein here at the gym, so that's something that you could incorporate to beef up your protein in your diet too if you're a vegetarian or a vegan.
Absolutely. So
Or
there.
on performance.
On performance, the vegan protein is not compliant. It is compliant
thought it was
for
compliant.
it's compliant for lifestyle and Kickstart. So maybe whey protein
Has rice in it? Does it?
Yes, it has
Okay.
rice. So maybe whey protein doesn't agree with your belly or something else with your system. Then the vegan protein could be an option for you if you're
Right.
lifestyle or Kickstart.
And there's some other options if you don't want to go the whey route, but you're on performance, or you know
Yes.
there are some other options. Hemp protein, we could even talk about that.
Hemp protein. We can talk about
Part two.
collagen.
Yes.
Part 2.
And really, you can see broken down there. Kickstart is pretty much a go for anything. I mean, Kickstart is not even hardcore gluten free.
No,
you can still do some of that. Then lifestyle is a little flexible. They're still wanting you to stay away from the potatoes.
You're kind of
the
moving into that
soy.
gluten-free world right there with the lifestyle.
Perfect way to put it. But then performance is where they cut you back pretty much grain-free. Well, I guess totally grain-free. It allows for some almond flour, coconut flour, sweet potatoes, yams, all
Yep.
those kind of
Still
clean
plenty
roots.
of options for starches.
Absolutely. And continued on down. It does say for Kickstart that they are wanting you to avoid pastas. So I think the gray area there is maybe do some, you don't want to do spaghetti, but you can still have a tortilla. Kind of if you're
like a corn tortilla.
Yeah. What am I gonna do? How can I go?
Yeah.
How can I go out to eat if I'm not supposed to have bread? Can you wrap it?
Yeah.
Can you
There's
do
corn tortillas. What else?
Absolutely.
I mean, there's plenty of options out there.
Absolutely. Maybe.
And something we could get to in part 2 was there's also an almond flour pasta that you can
Yes.
get. So even though it says no pastas, that would be compliant.
It would
What they're
be.
talking about is we're talking about no wheat.
Right.
So we're
no
not-
wheat. They do mention rice pasta, and I think it's just because you have to kind of be careful. I think when you think about how much rice you're getting in a rice pasta, would you eat that if you were eating rice? Probably you wouldn't eat 6 cups of rice
Right.
in one sitting.
So it's a little condensed into that pasta.
Absolutely. And and let's see. So let's keep on keeping on here. It does kind of want you to stay away from the arrowroot and tapioca and those kind of starches, but I think we talked about that a little bit above with the clean ones with the sweet potatoes.
Right.
And sugar even, I think we talked about sugar was one of the biggest mental roadblocks for a lot of people starting
lot
it.
of people.
Seemed really scary from the outside looking in.
I think it was an eye-opener at the same time. It was a little scary, but when they started reading labels and they noticed how sugar is in literally everything.
Everything.
You're
Everything with
opening,
the package.
like you're squirting your ketchup and you're like, holy moly, there's sugar in this.
Right.
Or I'm opening my jar of pasta sauce and why is there sugar in
Right.
this? And
There's great
it can
options
almost,
without added sugar.
It makes you a little angry though too.
Yeah.
Doesn't it make you angry?
Right?
Like, why did they put sugar in that?
Because it tastes good, and then you buy it more.
Buy it more. So don't let the the food companies control you by getting you addicted to that sugar that's in your everything, in your pasta, in your everything.
Absolutely. And there's some really great options that don't have added sugar, so why not?
Exactly.
Pasta sauce
And it's
without
not
it.
hard to find
Absolutely.
this day and age.
And I think it just, if you can kind of cut that out, might seem like kind of crazy at first, but if you can cut that out, like what a great opportunity to really be spending a little more time with whole foods, like focusing and eating the whole foods instead of just the easy package, because it's mostly clean instead of a lot of like packaged granola bars or packaged
Right.
things. Like
Eat
see
some
what you can
whole
do.
foods.
Yeah,
Yep.
eat
I
some whole
agree.
foods and see the difference. Yeah, which takes us into the sweetener part of it. Kickstart has, again, more flexibility with natural sweeteners.
Yep.
The honey, the maple syrup, the coconut sugar, that kind of a thing. Lifestyle and performance is they want you to do a little stevia, little bit of fruit. But again, we talked about different options with eating fruit and getting that in. Maybe not going super crazy. I mean, I don't
Right.
know that I would eat dates all day.
No, you might have a few detrimental effects from
just
that,
a few.
that many dates. I think a few people made that mistake at
You
the
can
beginning
go
of the
date
last
crazy.
challenge.
You can try
Costco.
it. You only do it once.
Right,
You
you'll
do.
probably only do it once, but there's
Right.
a pretty epically large bag of dates at Costco. Yeah,
I
I
like
think we
the
all made
box
that mistake.
that still have the
There's-
pit
so
in
there-
them. They're softer.
Yes, there's two
Yeah.
varieties of dates. There's I don't know how to say
Pitted?
them. There's
Are we talking about with a pit and without a pit?
the ones in the bag are like one variety, and the ones in the box at Costco,
maybe Medjool
and they something else. And
I
it starts
don't
with an
know.
N. This is part 2.
this.
Yeah,
Yes,
we will cover this.
We
We'll
know the
get
answer
to the
this,
bottom
but
of
we
the
just
date controversy.
Yes, we know the answer. We just want to leave a little bit of a cliffhanger. But no, with the pit in it, they're softer. They work better for like pureeing
and I believe
into
that
treats.
they're sweeter too
Yes.
with the pit still in.
Absolutely.
So, yep, we'll get to the bottom
And we
of the
will
date.
list some yummy things to do with that. Dun dun dun. Yay!
Woo.
Okay, so
So we just did sugars and
we
sweeteners.
just did sugar. So now dairy. Like you mentioned before, butter across the
Across
board.
the board. It's
is
good.
approved. That's kind of a tolerance. So they do mention lifestyle. They want you to kind of stay away from the cottage cheese, the milk, the sour cream, the cheese. Kickstart is no cheese too.
That's a rough one for a lot of people, and I know that.
It does.
You
It's
know,
so weird
it's
when you have to
just-
taste the food without the cheese over it.
Imagine that, tasting
Weird.
your food.
So crazy.
So,
And then lifestyle. They do say the whey protein is okay. Beth talked about that with the different things. Performance, they do say no yogurt or kefir. There is a couple products that fit that area, some non-dairy yogurts. There's one that I saw at Earth Fair. I'm sure other places carry it. It's made from the cream of coconut, which is when you open that can and it's the top that a lot of time you'll make a coffee creamer out of. It's very high in fat, great fat. Nothing to be
Delicious fat.
avoided. Yes. But maybe some people without a gallbladder, maybe myself.
I don't know who these people are.
Maybe the best idea is not to eat the whole container. It is single serving, but it has 30 grams of fat. So
about
if you
yours-
don't have a gallbladder,
Yes.
it's kind of a shot.
So maybe if you're one of those gallbladder-less people,
Right.
not saying any names, you need to be a little prudent with your one-time sitting of fat.
Yes. Still have it.
Have
Maybe not the entire container, but it is very clean. For performance, still totally clean. It's sweetened with stevia, but it has some pureed fruit. It's not
Yum.
a fruit, a concentrated fruit sugar, but it's actual pureed fruit. Our family loves to, not me anymore because of my bad experience, but I will get one container, split it into 3 portions with some berries or even frozen berries, and Chad and the kids will eat it, and they love it. And I mean, it's a little pricey. It goes on sale just like anything else. You can get it at different times. There's a case discount that different stores offer. But yeah, even stretching it out that way, make it a little more cost effective. But that is, if you're one of those people that you love that fruit parfait in the morning, or you kind of want that, everybody
I know
has
there's
their
a lot of
comfort
people
areas.
that are really addicted to cheese and yogurt.
Right.
I can think of plenty of members at the gym offhand that love their cheese and love their yogurt.
Which we did last challenge talk about the documentary Fed Up, and they do go in a little bit in that documentary about why are we so cheese obsessed.
Yes.
So that's
Great
kind of an
documentary.
interesting.
It's on Netflix. So if you don't have Netflix, you should just get it.
I think you can stream it through Amazon.
Amazon too. So
Yes.
I'm out this day and age. Everybody's got one
It's
or
a
the
good
other.
one to watch. That might be my nerdy
Or you
thing,
could just
is
like
food
come
documentaries.
Come hang out with me and Shanna, and we'll
Yes.
let you watch it with us.
Sometimes we might like shout out a random like like we get into it, but in a good way, right?
And I hit pause, and I have to have an
That's
hour-long
how I
conversation.
get with pumping iron.
Right? Totes. Oh gosh.
Come on, Lou, you can do it this time. He never does.
We're just like, no.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Another good one. Another topic too is beverages. What the heck can I drink?
I know.
What can I drink? I don't want to drink water all day.
Water can get boring. If you are going to sit here and tell me that you can drink water all day, every day, and you never want anything else, you're a
Awesome.
liar.
High five to
Yeah,
ya.
liar.
Yeah.
You're
Not
a-
buying it.
You're a liar.
Get your lion mouth out of here. No.
Everybody's going to want something besides water at some
Some point.
Like a kill cliff.
Killcliff,
right?
yeah.
Stevia sweetened.
Killcliff does have stevia.
Perfect.
Yep.
But sometimes, yeah, and there's a lot of options that you can have if you're getting rid
Nice
of that.
plug.
Yeah.
Product placement.
They do want you to, of course, stay away from soda, even naturally sweetened with cane sugar soda.
Yeah. We've talked about there are some stevia sodas out there.
Yes.
And you know what? In a pinch, you're having a massive craving.
Mm-hmm.
I don't see anything wrong with reaching for one of those.
I don't either.
I mean,
you know what? And sometimes when it's football season, and
Yeah.
if I think sometimes just our experience, it's not completely on food, but it's kind of part of it. You have like your things that you usually drink. If you're used to having like chicken wings and soda, you totally still can.
Yeah.
Why not make them cleaner? Why not avoid totally derailing
and
yourself?
that allows you to, stick with your community, your friends, and still
Absolutely.
feel a part of everything, because nobody wants to be that guy
Right.
who goes to like the tailgate party and they're like, sorry, can't have that.
I'm on a diet.
I got my boiled chicken and broccoli over here.
Oh,
You don't want to
yay.
be that guy. Don't
No.
be that guy. It's really important to be a part of your community, and I think that's what makes this challenge so great. Is why do a challenge like this?
Absolutely.
Why do it? If you've been eating clean forever, that's fine. But why would you do this challenge?
Absolutely.
Because of the community aspect.
Absolutely. Why do you CrossFit?
You said it best, right?
Yeah.
Why do you CrossFit?
You can do, you know what? You can go on pretty much any CrossFit website or any gym's website,
Yeah.
pull up their workout. You can do it in your garage, but why do you come here? Because you have the community, you have those little tweaks, which is the same thing. If somebody's saying, you know what, I didn't think I could give up pop, but I got this, seltzer water, or I tried a stevia soda, that's the little tweak. That's what we come here for, is the community.
Mhm.
And just like when you think that your deadlift is down, but you know what, maybe just that little tweak makes a huge difference. And this is the whole idea around this whole life challenge, is
Yes.
that having that help in
Yeah.
community
So
and not
even-
doing it on your own.
We've been eating clean for a long time.
A long time.
Yeah, I mean, we're going on 5 or 6 years here, even
Right.
with the paleo stuff.
Absolutely.
But adding in that community element really just kicks it up a notch, and you get more done.
And I think when you're changing something in your life, I think it's more, some people are an all or nothing and they go in hard and that works for them. I think most people, they kind of evolve. I've
Yes.
evolved. I mean, it's been that long since we started getting into paleo, but I've evolved. And like I
Definitely.
said, just this last challenge, cut out sugar. Didn't think I needed to, but I cut it out and I've evolved a little bit. Rearrange things. I found what works better for me. Not
Right.
something I would have done on my own. I didn't really have an interest in cutting out all sugar before.
No, and at the same token, then you had all those people doing it with you,
Absolutely.
supporting you, so you weren't alone.
Absolutely.
So, yeah, I mean, that's why the challenge is good. That's why keeping some of these alternatives in your diet is good. You don't want to be that guy when you're at the
Absolutely.
tailgate party.
No, absolutely. And there's a lot of options which we can do in our part 2 with different, I don't even want to call it healthier junk food. I want to say comfort food.
Comfort food.
Yes, whole foods ways. You can walk into
There's
Earth Fair and get the take and bake wings with a totally clean barbecue sauce. Throw them in your oven. They get crispy. It's chicken wings.
We cannot negate the psychological and emotional aspect of eating and food. We are hardwired that way.
Absolutely.
Our society and our culture, everything. Why is everything revolved around food?
Mhm.
Why? It is.
Right.
It's part of who we are as humans.
Absolutely.
And it always has been. So we always, we shared in the kill, if you want to take it back that far.
Mhm.
So let's not negate those. Let's embrace them.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I love it. And so there's some options. You can, again, pull up the chart and see the exact breakdown with that. Maybe we'll come back to the alcohol part of it, but maybe sneak down into the junk food, artificial, and other. And that just breaks it down. And even though, so performance. They want you to stay away from those different oils, but you can do some sweet potato chips. You can do some sweet potato fries.
Yes.
Veggie chips, that kind of a thing. So I think, like you said, to you in your mind, that means, hey, if I go to Red Robin and I get the sweet potato fries, maybe not, I think, what do they use there? I'm pretty sure they do use soy oil at Red Robin.
Mm-hmm.
But you know what? you can get the sweet potato fries. It's not, you don't have to take away that point, and I think that's what they're
getting at. They
Right.
you know, with the challenge, it's not about, like, I mean, I've said it like 3 times now, but being that guy. So
Yes.
it's not about
it's not all or nothing.
right? Still having that wiggle room, still being able to go out to eat with your family, you know.
Right.
If it's someone's birthday, you don't have to be like, well, we can't go to that restaurant because they don't have anything we can eat.
I don't, do they have a allergy menu?
At Red Robin?
No, they do.
Oh.
Yes. No. That's my impression.
Oh,
of
that was
how-
your impression.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not to be. Look.
Yeah, don't be that.
No, don't be that person. Sometime. Well, no. Okay. And then so they're telling you to stay away from potato chips, corn chips, French fries if you are on lifestyle, and what they're referring to, you know, hit the sweet potato fries, maybe a little lower glycemic index there with that, and also potato chips. We touched on a couple gray areas. Those sweet potato chips that are cooked in coconut oil. They have some that are cooked in sunflower oil.
Right.
Still would be fine. Grab those when you head over to watch football.
Exactly.
Doesn't mean you have to take celery unless you want to.
Nobody likes celery.
I kind of like celery.
The
but I wouldn't.
stringies and
Yeah. I feel like you have to get it in a good
I like
freshness period.
I like it cooked.
You can't get it when it's bendy. That's always a letdown.
Yeah.
I do like to chop it up and put it in like some cauliflower fried rice.
Okay.
Fried
Well,
cauliflower
that's
rice.
cooked, yeah.
What's it called? Oh, yeah, it is.
Yeah, that's
yeah,
cooked,
you're right.
and it's soft and it's
With
delicious.
almond butter, though, you know what? I may be too old to really enjoy ants on a log, but I do. Celery, some almond butter, some raisins.
That's a good lunchbox snack too.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Right? Luckily, we're not at a nut-free school. I can send it with my kids. But yeah, those were the big things, and are just like really skimming the different categories. I know.
Yeah,
with
the difference
alcohol,
between the 3. Oh yeah, did we do alcohol?
we didn't. I skipped over alcohol.
I can go ahead and go through
Let's talk about booze for a minute.
Yeah, the alcohol. I know. You know, everybody likes to have a drink.
Yeah.
Unless you don't drink, and that's cool too. You don't.
Well, not everyone.
Not
But one of
everybody.
the biggest pushbacks from a lot of our members are, you know, dudes, especially dudes.
I would
on-
say guys,
on police
for
department,
sure.
You know, tough guys, rough and tumble. Like, well, I'm not giving up my beer. I'm not going to give up my beer. Really, I mean, if you want to do this challenge, any of the levels is better than no level.
Absolutely.
Right.
So if you want to go kickstart, you're still allowed how many drinks?
1 drink per day.
1 drink per day. Which, you know, it's not really within the rules to do it this way, but you can always say, well, I don't have a beer every day, but I have 3 or 4 on the weekend. Right?
And we'll get into it, but there's also indulgence tokens that you can utilize.
Yeah,
that
so
for.
even without the indulgence tokens, so you take those. So I have 3 or 4 beers, so maybe I save them up. I know you're not supposed to do that, but if you're going kickstart, I'd rather have somebody do it, kind of bend
Absolutely.
the rules this way, kind of skew this way. So if you're having more than 7 drinks per week on average, you have a problem that the Whole Life Challenge can't help you with.
Yes.
Like, that is honestly, that's like, if you're drinking more than that, you probably should reevaluate your drinking.
Yes.
And this is not the place for that.
Nope.
So we'll totally help you with your nutrition, but alcohol consumption, if that is your biggest factor,
It also says
that's a red flag for all kinds of other stuff.
You can't sleep without the nightcap.
Yeah.
Might be a bigger issue.
Yep.
Right.
and it says no beer, which I know a lot of people they drink beer. And it's really not clear in the rules, but we have said, okay, no beer. Let's try to go that way because that's wheat. But maybe a gluten-free hard cider is another option that you can use.
Absolutely.
Look for one that's a little lower in sugar. Some are really high. But do that instead of your beer. Or there's great
Or even
gluten-free
yeah, I was
beers.
gonna say even a clean gluten-free beer. I
Yeah.
think alcohol.
And you can find those anywhere these days.
Absolutely.
Any liquor store, any grocery store.
Gluten-free is all the rage.
It is.
It
It is. So there's no
Even-
excuse.
Yeah, even gluten-free garbage. It's everywhere. Right?
Gluten-free garbage.
There is. There's like the Oreos,
this
and then there's the
gluten-free
gluten-free Oreos, and people are like, I was being more healthy, so I got the gluten-free Oreos.
But the
I'm
gluten-free
like,
Oreos are delicious.
that's still
Don't-
an Oreo.
It's still delicious.
You're not fooling anyone. Your body knows.
Yeah.
Just kidding. But no, and I think playing around with it. I mean, even some hard drinks, some people think, that you just can't do any of that. Just be more conscious of what you're pouring in there. If it comes out, if you order something from a bar and it comes out neon, maybe not that.
Maybe not. Yeah. Agreed.
I'm not saying a little hypnotic isn't ideal in some situations, but maybe not here.
Right. So the Kickstart, 1 drink a day. Lifestyle is 1 drink a week. and performance, they're looking for you to eliminate alcohol wholly. So if you're really trying to take your nutrition up to the next level, maybe you're a competitor or you have some super big just performance and aesthetic goals, that is something, if you eliminate that, you will see results.
Absolutely. And I think we talked a little bit about, maybe we should save it for the next one, some common pitfalls. How to not be stuck somewhere with no good choices.
Yeah, we can kind of throw that into the next one as far as snacking goes and getting hungry during the challenge.
Always
and
having something with you.
You're sitting in your car and you're starving and you need to get something. You don't have to succumb to the drive-thru.
Right. Absolutely. And you shouldn't have to.
No,
we have
you
so many
shouldn't.
good options.
Way more options.
I don't think we touched on when we said that.
No, we just did nutrition.
We just went
The
straight
other
through.
ones are really simple. Nutrition is obviously the most nitty-gritty with the details.
Biggest change, maybe.
Biggest change for a lot of people. But the other components, the exercise, what we're looking for there is you're trying to get in 10 minutes daily, at least 10 minutes a day. And then they go a little further and say, do about 3 to 5 longer workouts every week. So maybe you're doing 3 to 5 CrossFit WODs a week, and then the remaining days get out, do a 10-minute walk, 10-minute bike ride,
Right.
be active for 10 minutes. Mobility, 10 minutes a day. I think if you've got time to watch TV, you
Right.
have time to mobilize.
Absolutely.
Yeah, you could be standing in your kitchen cooking dinner with a lacrosse ball under your foot. That's
Absolutely.
mobilizing. Okay?
Yep.
So make it simple. Stick with it.
Or if you don't know what to do, maybe talk to a coach before you leave and say, you know what are some ideas for mobility that I can do at home? I got to get out of here. What can I do at home?
And honestly, we usually get how many minutes in one of our workouts do you think we do mobility? 4 to 8?
Yeah, I'd say, yeah.
I mean, you've probably
4 to
knocked,
10,
4 to 10.
sometimes.
So a lot of times you're going to get that mobility in just doing your CrossFit workout
Right.
anyways. Next was the water and your hydration. During the challenge, you're looking to drink about 1/3 of your body weight in ounces of water per day. For a lot of us, that's huge.
Mm-hmm.
I know a lot of people that don't drink water.
No.
They do not stay hydrated. But, so that's your goal, is 1/3 of your body weight
Right.
in ounces.
And there's some little tricks you can do to make that not seem so crazy. Drink out of a bigger cup.
Bigger cup, or use the smoothie straw?
Right. They sell smoothie straws that are about as big as a trach.
Yeah.
You pop them in there, and when you drink, you get so much. I had to do that.
Yeah,
I was in
a
a
straw
rut
is
with
a
water.
great idea.
I needed more. I was annoyed with it. I'm really busy, getting...
Yep. Squirt a little lemon in there, a little lime.
Absolutely.
Infuse it with fruit. Lots of options for the water. Supplement. So daily they're looking for you to take some type of supplement. So that could be anything. That could be a multivitamin. Maybe you're popping a little creatine in your post-workout shake.
I'm a big...
Protein powder counts as a supplement.
It does. I'm a big fan of a good quality fish oil, or cod liver oil.
If you need any brand recommendations, just hit up a coach, hit up myself or Shanna, and we can give you some good brand recommendations as far as that fish oil goes. But any of those things...
This is a good time to look into even like a good quality whole food vitamin mineral. Pop it, get that in there, kind of...
Maybe a probiotic even.
Probiotics. Amazing.
Life-changing.
Yes. Probiotics and fish oil, a good quality fish oil, and we can talk about that later, are something that really I think most people should be taking, if not everyone.
Yeah, definitely.
So.
And now's a good time to start adding that in.
Absolutely.
So,
easy point.
Vitamin D3.
Yeah, winter.
Super important.
D3, vitamin D, that's what you get from the sun. So we're going to be inside. The sun's not going to be very existent for us here soon, sadly. Yeah, D3, easy to take, come in a drop form.
Absolutely.
Throw it in that 1/3 of your body weight of water.
Absolutely.
Couple drops.
Perfect.
And you're done.
Easy peasy.
Weekly, they will give us a lifestyle challenge. So there's going to be 8 total. Every Saturday, they'll release the lifestyle challenge. Could be something as simple as eating vegetables 3 times a day. Other times, it was a little more difficult, like getting 8 hours of sleep at night.
Right.
I failed on
but
that
it does
one.
include a nap. If you can, unless you're a mother, you might be able to get a little nap in there.
Little nappy nap.
Just a little one.
Yeah. So you'll just watch for those lifestyle challenges and try to accomplish those every day for that particular week. And the last habit habit is
Anything
our
about it's
daily
fine.
reflection. At the end of every day when you're logging your score, you just need to write a little reflection on how your day went. It doesn't have to be anything profound. Maybe you're just like, I had a stellar day. I hit all my goals,
Right.
Or maybe it's, I'm struggling with my nutrition. Can somebody give me some, guidelines or some support? Just typing out that daily reflection gives you that point. So you should never miss that point.
No, that's
It's super
an easy point.
Unless you accidentally hit submit like I
think it
sometimes
gives
do.
you a warning. It's like you have not entered a reflection and you have to get okay. But
So-
yeah, and I would definitely, we'll touch on it on the next one, but questions are going to come up as you go. You might go to the grocery store the first time or even 3 weeks in, questions come up, and I think that you were doing this because of the community, and I definitely would encourage people not to feel like they shouldn't. Maybe a question is stupid. Maybe
No
we're 4
stupid
weeks
questions.
into it, so I should know this by now. I don't want to ask, and ask us, man.
No.
This is, yeah.
We're here around the gym in person. We made a Facebook group. You can
Yes.
ask right in the feed on the Whole Life Challenge website.
Mm-hmm.
So there's 3 places right there off the bat. You can ask any question.
Well, and while asking privately might, if you need to do that, by all means do it. But you know what? Maybe post it in your reflection or post it on the Facebook page so that, there might be somebody that doesn't want to ask that maybe had the same question or didn't even think of that question yet. So if you can ask that,
you're
just
helping
say, "Hey,"
yourself and helping others at the
or
same
you could
time.
say, I have a friend that has a question.
Oh, yes.
Yeah. And we'll know
Yes.
it's not you.
Oh, yeah.
We will.
Totally.
Odds are, if you have that question, somebody else has it too.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So just get it out there.
Ask it. No such thing as a stupid question.
I mean, well,
Only stupid people.
Just a few, oh my gosh, a few other things that kind of take place with the challenge is you get mulligans if you are on Kickstart. You get 3, lifestyle 2, performance you get 1. If you forget to enter a score, you can go back in, use that mulligan, and enter it days and weeks later.
no loss of points.
No loss of points. Indulgence tokens, you get indulgence tokens for having
7 days.
7 days
Of clean nutrition.
Of clean nutrition.
Yes.
And you'll get an indulgence token. I think you get 2 at a time for those.
I think
So
you
that'd be
do.
a way, like, you have like a party that weekend or something, and you have these indulgence tokens,
Right.
and you want to have 2 or 3 drinks instead of your 1 per day,
Right.
or your 1 per week,
And
or
you
whatever.
start out with some. Don't in the other, not in performance. Do you earn them with all? I'm
you
trying
earn
to remember
them
with all.
You earn them with all levels.
7. Yeah, so 7 days. You make it a week, and you keep getting more, and you can
Heck
save
yes.
them and use them, and
Oh yeah.
yeah. So it's not 8 weeks without anything.
Not 8 weeks of deprivation.
Right, and you're not. Yeah, absolutely. And
You can earn rest days and free days.
right.
Rest days, that'd be like breaks from exercise, so you wouldn't lose your exercise point. And free days, I don't think I earned any of those, but it
did
was if you've been compliant for 21 days.
In
You
all
lost
the areas.
fewer than like 3 points
Oh,
for
right.
21
Totally
days.
doable.
Some people can do that. I know we had plenty of members who were able to do that, and that's awesome.
Absolutely.
So you will be rewarded, and it really teaches you how to, indulge maybe like responsibly.
Yes,
I think that's a
without
good
right.
way. Without
I-
going off the rails completely.
Also, another thing that I think is the big thing that people feel a little bit of like a push away from this is they don't want to log their food and write everything down and weigh it
Yeah.
and all of that. I don't know not what we're doing here.
No,
You're not writing
there's
anything
no
down.
food logging. No,
You can do that.
if you want to, have at it.
Not a
But it
requirement.
is not part of this challenge. This challenge is just, oh, did I eat a compliant food today?
Did I
You
can't
know.
even. No. And did you, it's a drop down. Did you meet all the levels of nutrition for that day? There's 5 little areas or was that just in performance? It might be different. But when I went to log, there's 5.
You
one
get
through
5 nutrition points.
5 nutrition points.
So if you ate a non-compliant food, you lose a point, so it's 4 points.
Right. And so no, you don't have to write everything down. If you want to log it and have somebody look it over and be like, hey, how am I doing? Or what can I do for this? Absolutely. Write that log down, bring it in, have somebody look it over you, but you do not have to.
There's no food logging, no food weighing.
And so when you reflect
No
on your
calorie
day,
counting.
no
This is-
macro tracking.
No macro tracking. What we are focusing on for this 8 weeks is quality.
Right.
That is step number one when we are trying to change our nutrition, in particular, is quality.
Absolutely.
We want you to learn how to eat quality foods. If later, after this is all said and done, you want to attack quantity,
Yeah.
we can do that. And you can sit down
Absolutely.
with one of us and we can go over that. But right now, you're changing how you go about eating. You're picking the highest quality food sources that you can.
Right. Absolutely. And I think it's kind of a, like I said, it's a put off. There's people I've
Yeah.
talked to that were like, I just don't have the time to log everything. But no, you know what you eat
It's
in
a
a day.
no-brainer.
You don't have to worry, because in life, that's not something you're going to stick with. I mean, some people are very detailed oriented. They want to know the amount. They want to know down to the calorie, what are they missing? And you know what?
Right.
Those are things that you can fine tune afterwards if you get into a good routine. But you want to maybe fine tune for your workouts, for maybe some body composition changes. That's something that you can tweak around with, not required to do it.
No.
So
Don't
absolutely.
be scared.
Don't be.
No.
Nothing scary here.
Oh, no. I say bite the bullet. Go for it. Get over it. You're going to love it. It's going to change your life.
It should.
It will.
It does.
Yeah. And if you haven't read it yet, one of our members, Bree, had an amazing reflection that she wrote for us after the last challenge. It is posted on the blog. Go back, read it. It was life-changing for her.
Right.
She's doing it again. I expect that she will see even more amazing results this time around. You can constantly evolve this challenge. Maybe
Absolutely.
last time you focused on that nutrition, but maybe this time you're focusing on hydration or supplementation. Have a different focus.
Absolutely. And I think there is an area for improvement for everyone.
Yes.
Like I said, I entered it like, hey, I'm going to just, do this, and not a whole lot I'm going to change. I'm just going to give it a shot and see what's there, spend some time on it. And like I said, I've been paleo for how long, and still had some areas.
How old are the girls?
I know, right? Still had some areas to change. I mean, you can always evolve. I mean, life isn't kind of like a natural
Constant
evolution. Learn and grow. And I think that that's really something that everyone will get from this.
Definitely.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good place to kind of wrap this up.
Yep.
Hopefully we covered everything. I know there's a lot to cover and we gave a lot of information. But watch out for part 2. We'll talk a little bit more about like grocery shopping, maybe some meal planning, different products, things that we kind of geek out and get excited about, like grocery shopping.
Right. And if you sign up maybe a little later or whatever, you notice you don't see the Facebook page, mention it. Beth will add you in there.
Let me add you in there. Because it
and-
is a private group. Wanted to keep that private for you guys, so make sure you let me know so I can add you in.
And yeah, lots. So we'll post little tidbits on there, which you can do. We encourage you to also. If you're out, you found a recipe that you love because it's so delicious, post it. Share it.
Yep. Share the love.
Share it.
Oh,
Because food is love.
Food
but
is
not
love.
so much love that it controls your life.
That's a separate issue.
Yes.
But this is where we're going to wrap it up. Stay tuned. Make sure that you give us a good review on YouTube and iTunes. If you haven't
5 stars. 5
subscribed,
stars or don't do it.
Yep, 5 stars or don't do it. Yep.
Like
if you
the
can't
channel.
be awesome and constructive, we don't care. Yeah, subscribe on iTunes if you haven't already.
iTunes, Stitcher. Yep. Give us a 5-star review and let us know what you think about this stuff. Always welcome for feedback,
Great.
as long as it's good.
Right.
Only good feedback.
All right.
Awesome. Thanks.
Sounds good. All right, guys. See ya later.